All right, back on the morning drive on this Friday morning. Brought to you in part by the good folks at Girard & Jewelers. If you want to share your love, go to the Facebook page for Girard & Jewelers and like that Facebook page, and then you can type in a love note to your sweetie, and the good folks at Girard & Jewelers may put it up on one of their electronic billboards around town, and they'll even send you a picture of it so they can prove that they did put it up there. That'll be something nice. So go to the Facebook page for Girard & Jewelers, click on Share Your Love, and you'll be off and on your way and maybe get that posted around town. Very glad to have our guest in studio with us this morning, Bob Burke, the professional from Stone Creek. Bob, how are you, man?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Man,
appreciate it.
Good to see you. And, of course, a lot of good stuff going on at Stone Creek. The course is in fantastic shape, and as it always is, it seems like. I've never seen it in bad shape. And
yeah, Shannon does a real good job out there.
Yeah, everybody does. This always looks phenomenal and always stays busy, but you're going to be very busy on Friday, April the 6th. And this is a very special tournament that you've got going on. Tell folks what's happening on April the 6th.
Well, we once a year, we in the past have done one day where we tried to let the military know how much we appreciate them, let them come out and play golf, do certain things, have a good time, feed them. And, I guess so over the years, we wanted to, when the thing got over with, we wanted to maybe make a little bit more dent in appreciating the military, maybe pumping some money into something that's a valuable cause, and you and I were talking about it before we went on. If you go on the website, it's woundedwarriorproject.com, and you do any reading,
it'll blow you away.
Listen. that organization, when you're looking for an organization to support. Hey, I was gonna mention a couple things. We were talking the other day about the fact that the board of directors, everybody on the board of directors is a Purple Heart wounded warrior.
Wow.
And I was we were talking about it. I just wanted to give you an example or two. For example, the president of the board, Jacksonville, Florida, president of the board of the Wounded Warriors Project is a lady named Dawn Halfaker. She was 5 months, Captain Dawn Halfaker. She's 5 months in Iraq, on patrol, in a Humvee, gets hit by a grenade, takes her right arm off, driver's killed, ends up in the hospital, 12 days in a coma. That's that's the president of the board. Vice president of the board, Anthony Principe, commanded a river patrol unit in Vietnam, Mekong Delta, Bronze Star, Combat V, Medal of Valor, 2 Bronze Stars, Anthony Odierno, First Lieutenant, he's a secretary board of directors. 2004, his Humvees hit, drivers killed, lost his piece of his left arm and all of his right arm, woke up in Walter Reed, and the first thing he saw when he woke up at Walter Reed was a Wounded Warrior backpack that the organization provides free of charge to soldiers wounded. And we talked about this the other day. Soldiers wounded on the battlefield, and when they're wounded, they're evacuated off the battlefield to the hospital. Here's what people don't understand: those guys, those men and women who are evacuated off the battlefield, they go to the hospital, they got nothing with them.
Right.
They strip.
Sure.
They don't have anything when they go. So when they go to the hospital, some of them have to be sedated. There's surgeries. Sometimes their limbs. That time. So when they wake up, sometimes they don't know where they are. And the Wounded Warriors provides these backpacks with clothes, sweatpants, shirts, toiletries, things like that. So these people are waking up from the anesthesia or whatever they're under, and there's a Wounded Warrior backpack
they got
right
something.
there. Yeah. So I mean, and their programs, there's tons of programs that they do, and they charge absolutely nothing for what they do.
I urge anyone to go to that website, and I've been there before as well, woundedwarriorproject.com, and to see the kind of work they subsidize: housing, food, daycare, airfare, all different things while families are visiting the injured around the world, and it's just an outstanding organization that provides a lot of different services. And so this is a small way for folks right here in Valdosta and Lowndes County to show their support for, quite frankly, the word hero is thrown around a lot. This is it, folks.
Well, a lot of people don't know, Chris, a lot of people don't know the numbers. Mm-hmm. You have to, in the day and age we live in the conflicts we go to, you have to know the numbers. World War I, World War II, for every person, for every soldier killed, there was 1.7 injured.
Wow.
So about two-thirds more injured than were killed. Now listen to this. In the conflict since September 11, 2001, for every soldier killed in the Iraq conflict, ongoing freedom, mm-hmm. for every person killed, every soldier killed, 7 injured.
Wow.
We have, coming back into this country, in the conflict since September 11th, we have a social problem. We have a social dilemma. It is part of what we should be doing to support and to honor these people who go onto foreign soil and defend our nation and provide the freedom we live in so that me and you don't have to go over there.
That's right.
We can stay in our house and wake up and read the paper and come to work and provide for our families, because these people are going out there and laying it on the line. You think about that. Every one person killed, there's 7 injured. So you have waves of people coming back into this country who have PTSD. They have physical injuries. Mm-hmm. They've lost limbs. Wounded Warriors does bike rides. They do outdoor rehab, horseback riding. Mm-hmm. They do all kinds of things. They have family support. They have a college called Track. There's one in San Antonio and one in Jacksonville that's specifically for soldiers injured in battle.
Wow.
Isn't that an awesome...
It really is. It's amazing. And the good news is there is a way that you can help, and that's to be a part of this golf tournament. If you want to come out and play, it's a 1 o'clock shotgun start. You can also be a sponsor, I guess, if a business would like to sponsor.
Yeah, you can just call the club. A team's $300, $75 a person. The whole sponsors are $50.
Right.
And while we're on this, let me just make a quick.
Sure.
Let me recognize some sponsors.
Please.
Real quick, Chris. Well, when we were making the transition from like a free golf day to really putting some teeth in this thing with Wounded Warrior, we called some folks that have helped us in the past, and it's really interesting. One of the things that makes me realize that a charity's legit and that people have checked it out is when you call and use their name, how people respond to it.
Right.
Well, our title sponsors, when we called them and we mentioned that we're donating money to the Wounded Warrior and this whole thing's going to them, immediate response, immediate, yes, it wasn't, let me go into a meeting, let me check with a board, let me fill out the paperwork, I'll call you a week from there. It was like immediate. Dickie Johnson Distributing, mm-hmm. Lee Struble, Joe Johnson, all those guys down there, immediate, we'll help you. BB&T, mm-hmm. Great bank, helps us all the time. Cass Birch never says no. Mm-hmm. Bobby Joseph down there, great guys. Steve and Matt Lee down on West Hill, Lee Automotive, same thing. Harvey's, all those folks up there, we do their MD tournament for them every year. They jumped right in. Georgia Power, mm-hmm. Marshall Connor's retired now. Kevin McCraney's over there. Great company. Colson Printing, Wendy jumped in and helped us out with printing. Sean Purwitt, Chuck Roberts, Smith Northview,
sure.
Jeff Reams never says no. The Steele family, Steele Jewelry, mm-hmm. they'll anything to do with the military they're in. And Stacy Bush, my good friend at Bush Investments. Mm-hmm. These are just people that there was no. It was yes on the telephone. It wasn't checking into anything. Yeah. So we appreciate them.
Absolutely. And again, your business can be a sponsor as well. If you'd like to be a part of that, contact the course 247-2527.
Right. And my cell phone is 834-1775. I'm very passionate about it, and I'll take your call. Maybe if I'm playing golf, I may have to call you back.
So again, be a part of it. Get your team together. Come on out. It's going to be a 1 o'clock shotgun start. There'll be a Chick-fil-A box lunch and registration beginning at 11:30 on the Friday, April the 6th. And we'll remind you several times between now and then about this. And then there'll be a very nice dinner and awards presentation that night at 6 o'clock after everybody gets done playing.
Hey, Chris, we really appreciate you and Justin allowing us to come on and pitch this thing, because it's very personal to the Tillman family and to me. And we have a wounded warrior that works for us, Mikey Rollins. We have a retired airman, Chuck Gray, that runs our shop for us. So we're very pro-military. We're very supportive of the troops, and we sure do appreciate you guys just being so open to letting us come on and talk about this.
Anytime. And what a great idea if you want to call someone who's a veteran of our armed forces, whether it be if they're a wounded warrior, or if they're not, if they're just a veteran, to come on out and invite them to play on this day on Friday, April the 6th. I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, there's a lot of folks, there's a lot of families and couples. I've been getting phone calls. They're doing whole sponsor signs, and the whole sponsor signs are in memory of the
Great
person
idea.
that died in the conflict, with their family's name on the bottom of it. So
if you
that's a good thing to do.
If you want to play, I would suggest you call quickly, because this is going to fill up, I would bet, and we hope that it does.
Yeah, we're going to be full at 28 teams,
Okay.
and we may go to 30 teams next year. We may do 2 shotguns, but this year was the initial kickoff, so we're gonna hold it at 28 to 30 teams, and we're at 23 right now, and we've still got almost 4 weeks left. So we're expecting a full field and a waiting list. So if you're interested, jump in. What a great cause! 82% of every dollar you give to a wounded warrior goes directly to the troops. There's only 16% that's involved in paying the board and advertising for their events. So it's just one of those organizations where when you give money, it goes to what they say it goes to.
And just, again, go to that website like Bob mentioned earlier, woundedwarriorproject.com.
And read some of the stories.
woundedwarriorproject.org. Yeah, and if you've got a pulse, you'll be moved by some of that stuff.
Listen, read some of the stories about the board of directors. I mean, I just skimmed the surface of it with the president, vice president, secretary, but read about the members of the board of directors, all Purple Hearts, all injured in battle, know exactly what these people are going through. Very compassionate organization. So,
Bob Burke.
And again, thanks again, Chris. We really appreciate it.
We appreciate you guys putting this together. It's a great idea, and we appreciate all the folks at Stone Creek, and of course Bob Burke, the professional out at Stone Creek, joining us this morning. What's the toughest hole at Stone Creek?
I think it's 5 from the gold, or 15 from the gold tees. Because if they put the tee box back there, it's like a 205-yard cut shot into a par 3.
I wouldn't know anything about from the gold tees. I can promise you. I'll leave that to Justin. He's the golfer of the bunch.
Everybody will have their own opinion on that one now.
Bob, we appreciate it again. Thanks a lot.
Really appreciate it.
We'll take a break and come right back. More of the Morning Drive coming up right after this on News Talk 105.9. This is WVG.